huge congratulations on the show.
Thank you very much.
You started on SNL, is that correct?
Yes.
This is a bit of a left turn going into something like Hawkeye. Tell me about the experience of making this show. It's such a huge Marvel Cinematic Universe, such a big thing. Stepping into that, what's it like for someone like you, new, coming and stepping in and taking on the responsibility?
It's thrilling to step into the MCU. I mean, I come at it as a fan, and so it's surreal. Again, when you're in those early meetings, concepting costumes and you're talking about backstories of characters that you've only seen in the cinema. It's it's odd, but I felt like all I could do was come in with my own sensibility and focus on the characters and what felt right for them. So that helps kind of mask everything out.
Yeah. When we last saw Hawkeye, he was in a bit of a different place than he is now. What was kind of Kevin and everybody at Marvel's direction to you as to what they wanted to do with this show, how they wanted to take the character forward? Because he's been in quite a few movies and stuff beforehand.
Yeah, no, obviously, we've known Clint over the years and seen him obviously go through a lot, and especially in Endgame, there's a lot of tragedy in his past, and I think that was what was interesting though, was that obviously there's a version of the show that could have been very dark and brooding, but Kevin Feige and the team really, I think wanted to try and find a more surprising way in, and so I think getting to tell his story, and obviously we have to acknowledge, who he is and what he was, but we get to meet him through the eyes of Kate Bishop, essentially, and really watch him come to learn what he means to someone else as Hawkeye. Like, there's a version of Hawkeye that she knows, and there's a version of Hawkeye that he feels that he is, and it's him. I think consolidating those two things was the interesting journey that we get to take.
Yeah, and you get to do something that a few of the Marvel shows have done so far, which is to explore characters with a little more depth, a little bit more time, over a longer amount of days and weeks, all that kind of stuff. How excited is it for you guys to explore that space? Because in the movie versions, we only get 2 hours, 2.5 hours, whereas in the show, you get a little bit longer to spend with these characters.
No, absolutely. That's what's really exciting about these streaming series, is the fact that, yes, you can spread a story out and give it the time it needs, and again, introducing another character as well. It just leaves room, I think, for again, not only having an action-packed show, but again, moments of levity and drama can all coexist, and that the engine runs a little slower.
And we've had a cat in the MCU. Now we have a dog sidekick as well, which is kind of cool. But I mean, the interplay between the three of them and bringing Hailee into that, it must have been so exciting for you guys to have all those three together.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, again, you feel spoiled. It's a kind of amazing toolbox to have, and again, the possibilities are kind of endless. So yeah, part of the challenge was just limiting ourselves to the focus of this story.
Yeah. And for fans, when they go and see the screening tonight, what can they expect?
They can expect a lot of Christmas. They can expect, they've obviously got the joy of meeting Kate Bishop for the first time. And they get to see Clint Barton in some uncomfortable places as well, which only gets worse, I think, as we go further down the line.
Love it, Stoogie. Thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey You Guys.